Welcome to the podcast that rocked, weekly podcast that talks about news in the world of rock, metal, alternative, and everything in between. My name is Luke.
My name is Alex.
And my name is Rowan.
Thank you all so much for tuning in, and welcome back to Rowan, who is now feeling under the weather, but is still going to try to brave it for all of us and put up a brave
It's not
face.
that bad. We're through the worst of it already.
There you go. You sound fine, so...
Yeah.
Like, you don't sound like you're actively, like, hacking up anything, so...
No, I'm through the worst of it. It's just, like, you have that feeling of just, like, you have, like, the phlegm still, like, in your chest and lungs. It just feels like there's something, like, blocking. That's where I am.
Gotcha. Alex, how are you feeling?
I feel fine. Don't you guys jinx me.
Okay, then. I don't think you can catch what Rowan has through Discord.
My germs are going to come in through the screen.
Technology has advanced, okay?
If we get a $25 super chat, Alex will not get sick. So please make sure you donate so Alex feels better.
Please support the cause, for my sake.
I wanted to point out something really quick. Thank you all so much for already getting super chats already. We'll go through all super chats, and we'll go over other things as well. When we do Festival Rock or Flop for a $10 or more super chat, that's United States currency. I know there was a bit of confusion last week. So whatever the equivalent is from your country, if you're watching from outside the United States, just do the math for us. We can do it live, but that just takes a little time. So I just made the statement, 10 US dollars. There. Does that make sense? Did I explain that okay?
You did.
Okay, perfect. If we get 51 likes, we will do Festival Rock or Flop, at least one round. We have 23 likes already, and it's only been, 1 minute? So that's pretty good.
Go.
24 likes. We also have at least one super chat ready to go for that, so we're getting 1 day of a festival so far. Thank you to Paul Urena. So, without further ado, I think we can just jump right into it. Everyone's favorite award show. Wow, I wish I had some type of weird snarky sound effect button when I say that. The Grammys happened this past weekend, and to the shock of many people, they weren't completely terrible and completely awful and not over the top wrong. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Okay, fair. I'm not saying it was completely great and everything.
There's some head scratchers.
Sure. Yes, that's very fair. I'm just saying it wasn't the worst like it has been before. 2025 Grammys. Yeah, it was fine. Finger quote. Well, yeah, I mean, that's about right. So the 2025 Grammys, I do not remember what number it is. Like the 470th Grammys, whatever it is. I don't even know. So that all happened.
How often do they host this?
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammys for a diss track, which I think is hilarious, and they're going to play that at the Super Bowl, which is even funnier. Going to have 70,000 people in Las Vegas singing A minor. Boy, that's catchy and hilarious, but still. We are going to cover the rock and metal and alternative categories, because that's what we're known for here on the channel. And right off the bat, before going through anything specific, Alex, do you have any thoughts on us? How about this? Before we go list off the names, scale of 1 to 10, how accurate do you think the Grammys were this year?
Ooh, that's a tricky one, Luke.
It is. And I'm thinking about that too. It's like, okay, which one do I think?
Okay, how accurate?
Yes.
Across the board or just
across
like...
the board for 6 categories in rock, metal, and alternative that you think the Grammys got it right.
Okay, accuracy... as a whole,
yes.
Overall, I'm going to say maybe 5.
Okay, fair. Rowan?
So when you say accuracy, you just mean just kind of like how the selection was?
Yes, correct. Overall, with rock and metal, how it was treated by the awards given.
I would actually go like 4 or something.
I'm right up between there. I was between 4 or 5, so we're kind of all in agreement on that. So I'm going to go in the order. It's on screen right now for those, and I'll be reading it off on the podcast listening as well. Bring the mic closer to my mouth so people can actually hear me groan into it and grunt. So, best rock performance, and this was the big, come on guys, category. Nominees, the Beatles, the Black Keys, Green Day, Idols, Pearl Jam, and St. Vincent, and it went to the Beatles. I don't love that.
Been disbanded for 60 years.
Any thoughts right off the bat, Alex, Rowan? Anything about the Beatles winning a Grammy in 2025 for a song they actually did not record completely themselves or even finish themselves?
Disagree, but it checks for the Grammys.
Yes. Rowan?
That's just politics, in my opinion. That's just like, oh yeah, the Beatles are like the biggest rock band to have ever existed. Yeah.
Okay. So I heard someone say that they think it's a nostalgia-based thing. Everyone's in love with nostalgia currently. I don't know if it's so much that. There were over 13,000 voters in the Academy. 13,000. Say all 13,000 of them actually voted in this category. I doubt it. Say they actually did. I'm willing to bet they voted the Beatles because they did not know any of the other songs and most likely have not heard of Idols or St. Vincent.
I would say you're probably right.
I'm not talking just a few here and there. I'm talking by thousands probably voted for that exact reason.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that is the best rock performance. And I think about last year, how good of a music heavy music had, not just metal, but rock and alternative too. These were the 6 representatives of that, and they gave it to the Beatles. And artificially created from not even like a B-side. It's such a weird thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't feel earned, really.
No, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
It was John Lennon's son that came and accepted the award. So they couldn't even get the living Beatles to come, which also, wow, yikes. But
They were probably like, are you kidding me? We won?
even like, no, that's embarrassing. We don't want to go for that. No.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, no, it's just like Paul McCartney is just like, oh hey Paul, you won another Grammy. It's like, oh okay, cool. What's for lunch?
and he's like knocking over Grammys as he walks down the hall, just like they're all falling all over the place. So yeah.
No, he's usually has like, I don't know, like a paperweight or something.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's exactly right. Like a coat rack just made of Grammys that he just has like by the door.
He melts it back down.
Yeah.
He melts it all down, just sells the gold.
It's worth more that way. So
Yeah.
we talk crap about the Grammys, but the next category I feel they got right, and this is what got the most attention in Field 2 Rock Metal Alternative. Best Metal Performance. Gojira, Judas Priest, Knocked Loose featuring Poppy, Metallica, and Spiritbox, and they actually did it. Gojira got the award for Best Metal Performance with the Olympic performance of Mea Culpa.
Woo!
That's great. You know why? Because it was worth it. It's a worthy choice, and it beat out Metallica.
That's enough in itself, beating
know.
out Metallica at
That's
the Grammys.
that's actually more of an award right there. You know,
yeah.
they need to add that in like a subtext under the Grammy Award. Beat out Metallica under song metal performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But then I think we talked about it when we first predicted the Grammys. I think we were in agreement, and correct me if I'm wrong here. We all thought it was like a lock, right? Like, not only is it a great song, but it had like such a big mainstream cultural impact, which I think is a valid like reason why to like, vote it that.
Yeah. And I'm making a video right now too about it too. Also, I would have been okay, even though I was diehard Gojira for this winning. If Knocked Loose or Spiritbox would have won, I would have been okay with it. I would have been able to.
Spiritbox would have been a second for me. Yeah.
I would have been fine. But Metallica Screaming Suicide off of 72 Seasons, which came out well over a year ago. It's like,
yeah.
Also, if I got to be honest, I listened to the Judas Priest song that was like in the running for that. Don't hate me for this. I was kind of bored by it.
Okay.
At least compared to like the other songs.
To be fair, that Judas Priest album has much better material than Crown of Horns. I will definitely defend that. So my mic level is low. Am I low, everyone? Let me pop it up. I hope that was not just one person saying I have audio issues. And, boy, is that going to blow out everyone's audio then. So we move on.
Me.
Okay, if you both can hear me, I'm fine. So.
Stop yelling at me, Luke.
I know.
It's
right?
so loud, man. You're peaking.
I didn't think I was, but okay. So, Gretchen, if you are in the chat, if you're listening, let me know how my audio sounds. And yeah, I see a lot of people saying, yeah, glad about Gojira, all that stuff. So, yeah, it's nice. Okay. Now we go on to the rest. And the Gojira was the easily digestible one. Best rock song. This is where it gets a little bit murky. Nominees: The Black Keys, St. Vincent, Pearl Jam, Green Day, Idols. That's some variety. St. Vincent won with Broken Man. Annie Clark. St. Vincent. Now, I think the song is fine. I like some of the other songs on this list more. I do not hate Broken Man. However, this is the start of the point I made a while ago that the Grammys love to give awards to previous winners. And boy, did they prove that again this year. This is the start of the St. Vincent arc.
Yep.
Okay, so have either of you heard Broken Man?
I actually listened to it earlier today in preparation for today's episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because I really had not really heard of St. Vincent before. They never, like, showed up on my radar. I never, like, cared about, like, that sort of, like, music before. It was a fine song. I liked it. I listened to it a couple times afterwards. But, I mean, compared to some of the other stuff, though, it's, like, as far as, like, what's the best rock song of the year? Like, I don't know. I feel like you could have done so much better.
And I'll say it again. All 5 of these nominees have either been Grammy Award winners multiple times or nominees multiple times. This was the safest of safe choices. And St. Vincent being the current darling of that. Not saying it's bad. She's a great artist, too. She's great live. Yeah, I think it was just a safe choice by...
I'm surprised Linkin Park wasn't even in the running for that, for how much attention was on them, like, of all 2024.
Great point. They, outside of one song, they did not make the deadline cutoff. You know why? Because it's a weird cutoff. It's like the end of September, beginning of October, when they have submissions for the following Grammys. Meaning, since Linkin Park's From Zero came out in October or November, whichever one it was.
So that's in the running for 2025's Grammys?
Correct. Do you understand now how the Grammys are a little bit confusing and timelines are nebulous and vague and don't really matter outside of the Grammys?
You couldn't grab the... I mean, like, we had Jaded from Spiritbox, like, last year, and we had Cellar Door off the same EP this year.
Perfect
you could
example.
do something with, like, the Emptiness Machine, at least,
Also,
that was a big song.
Also the same for Metallica. 72 seasons. Screaming suicide this year. So, yeah, the people making the decisions of who gets nominated is definitely, I'm not saying it's payola. I'm just saying safe choices.
Well, and St. Vincent is awesome, but
Yes.
I don't think she's St. Vincent, the group name. I don't think it's quite rock to us who know the genre. They're definitely like alt. They are an alt rock band.
And we will. Yes. And great point. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's going to come up and I'm going to let you keep going with that because it proves a point. But you get what I'm saying. It's alternative. So let's move around again. Best rock album: The Black Crowes, Fontaines DC, Green Day, Idols, Pearl Jam, The Rolling Stones, Jack White. Now, of all the names on here, there are some solid choices. Old and new. The oldest of old won. The Rolling Stones won for Best Rock Album in 2025.
I know we keep saying, like, what are they going to do when, like, all these bands are, like, actually, like, gone? Because, like, the Rolling Stones, those guys are all, I think, pushing 80 at this point. Like, seriously, like, I know they're, like, the biggest, like, names out there, but, like, still, seriously, like, why do we always have to focus on, like, the big names or something like that? Or just, like, the legacy acts? It's just so stupid. Sorry,
Legacy act is... But it's the Rolling Stones. You don't get it. Guys, there's so many other albums and bands and artists that could have been nominated. This is just taking up a spot at this point and giving it to them out of courtesy almost. So
yeah.
It's just another situation.
Same thing with the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's just, I know that name, Circle. Oh, I know that name, Circle. Like, come on.
The people voting and the people understand it that do not listen to rock, metal, alternative that did vote go, the Rolling Stones had something come out? Okay.
They did listen to it, but they're so... But they were like more from that actual time during like those bands like sort of like peaks or when they were kind of like more relevant at least, and they don't know the new bands coming in, so they're already kind of biased going in.
Some of the people that voting are that old. That is correct.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate. There are people our age that are on the Academy as well. That's not to say they're all old fuddy-duddies. I'm just saying some of them are wealthy old fuddy-duddies deep in the music industry. Like high-fiving Daniel Ek of Spotify, running in royalties, and voting on stuff like this. So, moving on. I know I'm full of great news right now. I know.
It's just the Grammys, man. It's fine. It's not your fault.
I know. Best alternative music performance, and this is where Alex's point comes in. You were saying St. Vincent's is more alt, correct?
Absolutely.
But she won Best Rock Song. So how could she also win Best Alternative Music Performance with Flea, the song? Because she did.
Yeah, I think that's not fair. I mean, there are acts that we know as fans of the genres that there are acts that overlap. St. Vincent don't feel really overlaps that like some bands kind of do.
Yes, I agree with that sentiment. There are bands that can qualify under both categories. St. Vincent definitely belongs more in alternative, at least with the material this year. Also, for the other nominees, Cage the Elephant, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Fontaines DC, and Kim Gordon. The Fontaines DC and Nick Cave songs were great. They were great nominees for that. They represented current alternative and different styles of alternative, but they weren't St. Vincent, so it doesn't matter. It's not Nick Cave and St. Vincent, so why would they care?
Yeah.
It's not Fontaines St. Vincent, so why would they care?
Yeah, it's the St. Vincent train right now.
It is.
Right.
It's not.
No, yeah.
I was trying to make another joke. It's not St. Vincent the Elephants, but that doesn't sound right. So,
No.
sorry.
Cage the St.
Age St.
Vincent.
Vincent.
Cage the St.
Cage
Vincent.
St. Vincent.
You both had the same joke at the same time. Well done.
Yeah. Let's go.
And finally, Best Alternative Music Album. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Clairo or Clyro, I do not know the pronunciation, I'm not familiar with that one, Kim Gordon, Brittany Howard, who is another Grammy darling, and St. Vincent. St. Vincent won for Best Alternative Music Album as well. 3 of the 6 rock alternative metal categories, St. Vincent won.
Woo!
I know.
Again, I only listened to like the stuff, like to the songs that were nominated for each category from St. Vincent just in preparation for this, just to see what the hype was about. Because again, I never cared to before. It's fine, but like, especially in like alt and rock from this year, not even just like metal, but like just like some of the more like just stuff more akin to those genres. Like,
yeah,
I could have thought that there was like stuff that was like way better.
I feel like it's not the most representative of the past year. Also, however, there are good nominees and suggestions on there, but again, they're playing it very safe. Brittany Howard and St. Vincent have permanent seats at the Grammys year after year. I mean, they might as well have the nameplates bolted on the back of the seats, you know? Whether they get nominated or not, they're just going to be there. So
I just gotta wonder what's the process when they just decide who's on the ballot, you know?
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Like, they have to be submitted, and like labels will pay to have like advertising campaigns and things like, so that way they're nominated and stuff. I've seen many of those over the years. So
That doesn't sound right.
It does not. But unless you pay the money, like I'm not saying St. Vincent bought their way for attention. That's not it. But other bands have to. I remember Gojira, their label paying out of pocket just to get attention for Mea Culpa, to make sure the Grammys had to dust off their monocle and go, oh, yes, we have to pay attention to this French band, I guess.
Oh,
No, it doesn't matter that they opened for
consideration.
the Olympics, one of the biggest international events ever.
I guess. I mean, it's no Sabrina Carpenter, but all right, I'll pay attention to it.
Oh,
I
the
love Sabrina
theatrical
Carpenter.
stuff. Oh, they got a Viking ship. Cool.
Yes, exactly. All right, it's no St. Vincent, but I guess we'll put it on some other category. Yeah.
It's like, oh, a decapitated woman? Oh.
Yes, exactly. That was done when I was a child in 1800s watching the actual guillotine. No, thank you. So that was Field 2. What was Field 2? That's the field, quote, the category groups for rock, alternative, and metal. It's usually like that every year. 2 alternative, 3 rock, 1 metal. Half of it went to St. Vincent. 2 of the awards went to bands that were big in the 60s. And Gojira.
Yay for
We got
Gojira.
one. We got one, so
Yeah, and again, I like St. Vincent, but even I'm going, this was not the best example or representative of all music, such a dominating performance, you know? Because this, this makes it look
fine.
like St. Vincent was a huge spectacle last year. So
it was like, it
No.
was fine when I listened to it, but it wasn't like anything like mind changing. I didn't feel like enlightened. It was just like, oh, hey, this sounds good. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So
There was no like super crazy soundtracks full of Saint Vincent. There were no, Saint Vincent this week, Saint Vincent. There was nothing that big, that hype with Saint Vincent.
No,
Again,
there was
not
not.
discrediting the artist by any means, but I think this is a little much. It's a little bit of a lot, Saint Vincent.
So, St. Vincent has now won 3 Grammys and nominated for 8 in her St. Vincent Grammy career. This was the year of St. Vincent. Fun fact, she won those 3 awards in less than 10 minutes when they were running through the awards before the actual broadcast. So St. Vincent had to run up and run up again and run up again.
At this point, just like let her know it ahead of time.
Yeah,
Don't
I
tell
know.
anyone else. Just like whisper to her in her ear, just so she
step
doesn't
to
have
the
to like
side.
constantly.
Okay, just step to the side, okay? Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do that little envelope cover the mouth thing. That you
Whatever
just-
the name of the lead singer is, she's just like, "Oh, cool! I'm getting my
Annie,
steps
yeah.
in." As she goes back to her seat, back to the stage, back to her seat, back to the stage.
She
It's
comes
like,
up-
"Oh crap! I could skip the treadmill today."
And also, like, what do you do on the third one? Like, in that short of a time span after you thanked everyone? And you're out
It's
of
like-
breath.
You're like, I only have 2 hands. Where do I just put it in my mouth? It's fine.
She has to bite it and, like, walk away.
Cradling it all or something like that. It's like, "Oh, thank you. Any more?"
And she gets
It's
really
like-
snarky with it. Sucks to be you, Pearl Jam and Green Day. And she walks away with them. They've already won awards, so
Jesus.
it doesn't matter. But still. That's it. That's the Grammys. Regarding rock and alternative, I think 4 to 5 is fair. There was nothing. The Beatles one is the one that bothers me the most. But we got one that really mattered. And I guess that's something. And you know what? When it comes to the Grammys, you take the wins as the public that you can get.
I guess,
So.
yeah. I just kind of like, I'm worried what precedent this stands for. It's just like an unreleased, an unfinished Beatles song that they had like, that they use like AI and computers to like finish up. Like, what does that say?
Dude, they don't care. If they have it, they're going to release it and make tons of money off of it. They don't care.
I think Apple still owns all the rights now to the Beatles catalog. They've done that. They've owned it for years. That means they can do it again next year. And the year after. And the year after. Who's going to stop them?
Any label, label who now owns all of these catalogs, Queen, Genesis, they all sold off their catalogs. Like, what are we
Yeah.
going to see next?
Also, they could have St. Vincent collaborate with the Beatles. And then we're done. It doesn't even matter who was nominated after that. Doesn't
That
matter.
is
the country
recording.
award
I am
goes
going
to-
to fill my pockets with rocks and walk into the ocean. If that is the world we're going to be living in.
It's possible. You all see how it's possible. Someone just said hashtag scammies.
Scam.
Well, the Cure album was released in Now Too Late. Yeah, the Cure's great album. That was also released too late. So maybe the following year? Maybe? Big shoulder shrug to everyone listening on the podcast that didn't see that. There is no way to predict something like that right now. So,
You could feel that maybe.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So, one more thing we want to talk about for the Grammys, and no matter how confused we are about the selections and the nominees, we will never be as confused as Courtney LaPlante, who got confused from Poppy by possibly the worst possible person you could send to the Grammys who had no clue. The interviewer definitely had a lot of swagger, like she was trying to be professional. It's not like Poppy and Courtney LaPlante even look like each other. This is not a situation where it's country artists and they all walk in with the same cowboy hat and they sound the same gruff voice and you can't tell who's who.
Do you think she was just like, "Oh, hey, I'm looking for the metal singing woman. Do you know who it is?" It's like, "Oh yeah, she sings metal." It's like, "Okay, cool. Awesome. 50-50 shot here. You're Poppy, right?" "Yes, I'm Poppy."
And I love also, this is the year with 3 women who are nominees. And also I want to point that out too. First time ever a woman won the best metal performance for Grammy. For
Hell yeah.
For Gojira.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Well, I don't remember her name, but hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
so that's a big opening too, and well deserved, by the way. I'm going to look it up right now. Marina Viotta and Victor Lamance, who helped compose and make everything as well for Mea Culpa. So Marina Viotti did a great job. She is permanent metal royalty, as she should be. But going back to this interviewer, I I have interviewed many people. I know Alex has. Rowan, you've met many people in the industry as well, and as you've gone like through photography and other stuff as well. Say you saw someone you knew who was a musician who seemed to be important, but you didn't know their name. Wouldn't you just play it a little safe then and just ask the basic like, so how does it feel to be here right now on the red carpet? Just something like that.
Yeah, she went into it so
scenario.
confident.
Yeah.
Yes. She was like joking around, like, you're Poppy, so how does it feel, Poppy? Like, stop
If I
saying
wasn't
the wrong
confident about a
name.
name, I'd just be like, yeah, and how was the performance? How's being here? You know, softball questions.
I mean,
She could have even just taken out Poppy.
Priest, who I
Oh,
just
we're
talked
here with
to.
rock royalty. You're up
Yes.
against Metallica and Judas Priest. Like,
Yes.
no, and she had to feed the Poppy thing. And I'm like,
She did.
Stop
And
it,
that's
this
another
is
great one.
uncomfortable.
Like, now it's so easy. A quick look at your phone to see all the nominees. So you're going against Metallica. That's an easy one to say, and you don't even have to know who she is because you can process of elimination. Unless the interviewer also did not know who Metallica was, and that's hilarious.
Unless she's never seen a picture of Metallica, or it's like just to listen to a song and.
See, for the big award shows, they're sent there for the big television names, the ones like the Kendrick Lamars, Sabrina Carpenters, and things like that. Oh, the rock and metal people, huh? Oh, yeah, I know them. Let me look at something really quick to prep for the interview.
They're like, oh, look, a woman. Oh, you must be. Okay.
You must
I would
be
love to think.
Poppy, you know?
I would love to think like the interviewer saw like that video of Poppy performing like Soft Spine with Spiritbox and was just having a battle in her head, like which one is which.
Yes, and we now shift over to the other side of this.
I bet you that's what's happened.
A world of credits to Courtney LaPlante, who played it perfectly. Her immediate response, yes, I am Poppy. It's like, oh, that's great. You nailed it. Perfect.
So good.
Spotify has even like played the jokes like metal playlist led by Poppy, and it's a picture of Courtney LaPlante and Spiritbox. You know, everyone's getting in on it. Boy, oh boy, this is a situation where I'm glad the interviewer wasn't shown on screen. She
would have torn to shreds.
She never would have lived it down. Never, ever, ever. Career over.
Nope.
She could save some face because she was not on screen asking the questions. She's. It might be a while before she's sent on assignment again by whoever was interviewing her, but she still has a career. That's what matters. So yeah,
It's just like, okay, you're banished to the mailroom for like a few weeks while this dies down or something at her editorial office.
Like, all right, you did great with Billie Eilish. You did fine with Chapel Roan, but you're not allowed to do the rock or metal categories ever again.
yes.
Or
Also,
off that assignment.
I mean, at least she kept him in the same category. It would have been worse. So, Billie Eilish, how does it feel to be back here this year watching Sabrina Carpenter in Chapel Road? Like, what? Oh, no.
Oh, ma'am, so you're up for the Country Grammy this year. How does that feel?
I'm not Beyonce. So, that was the Grammys. I mean, that's exactly what we needed to say. There was no way we cannot point that out. I'm afraid to play the audio or show the clips and stuff. They're all over online right now because YouTube bots will take it down, but they're all over. Just type in Poppy and Courtney, that phrase in Google. You're going to see so many TikToks and Instagram and YouTube Reels and everything else.
I saw I took a picture of I put this in our group chat. By the way, I don't know why my webcam's frozen, but I took a picture in our group chat and sent it to you guys where it's just like Spotify made like a playlist about like called Kick-Ass Metal, and it's just a picture of Courtney from the Grammys, and I would have laughed my ass off if they went in on the joke. It's like, oh yeah, this is like a little Poppy tag.
Spotify and other things are now. They are doing that now, just as like a little rib. I think they're already taking it down. Also for the webcam, I think if you just like turn the video off and back on, it should pop up.
I shared on my story this morning. I was like, Eternal Blue's my favorite Poppy album.
I know, right?
Even we're playing into it.
Mm-hmm. It's a picture of Courtney with Knocked Loose. Hey, wait a second.
Yep.
So, Rowan, you still there?
Oops.
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. It's like loading. The video's loading. So
Yeah,
also,
no, it's like, I don't know what's going on.
And before we move on, also they were both there's pictures of Poppy and Courtney dressed right, like on screen. They are dressed nothing alike. Poppy is dressed exactly how you would think for Poppy being, and Courtney is just wearing a nice black dress. So, yeah, like it would like be sending me to a country award show. I'm not gonna know who anyone is. So I would not be saying, hey, Billy Ray Cyrus, and he's not even there. It's just a name I know. So
Yeah. You're going up against Garth Brooks tonight, right? How's that going? You're the country royalty.
1991 like country stars. Like what? So
We've got Clint Black. Okay, cool.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so you're up for the song Honky Tonk Badonkadonk, aren't you, Garth Brooks? And it's not even the same person. It's like Chris Stapleton or something. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What's Gwen Stefani's husband's name? Blake Shelton. That
Blake
guy.
Shelton. Yeah. The one of the hosts on The Voice. That's what I know him from.
Just Mr. Gwen Stefani.
Mr. Pretty much. I mean, yeah. There you go. Rowan, can you say something? Make sure your mic's still good.
Something.
You're good. You're good. We hear you, and we see you fine.
Yeah.
There you go. It happens.
I had to unplug my webcam. I don't know what was going on there.
I've had to do that before too. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's not going to be any more technical issues for the rest of the show. Not one.
Please don't stop
Not
jinxing
one.
us.
It's a
Should
guarantee.
really have
everyone,
like
in
through the
chat,
hour.
everyone in the chat room, that's a guarantee. You're welcome.
Damn it! You doomed us all, Luke.
So,
I would like to cash in on money back guarantee, please, Luke.
yeah. Oh, the money back? Gotcha. All the money you paid?
taking bets,
No
chat.
problem.
I'm taking bets, chat. Who wants to bet and something happens?
Also, 7 more likes. We will have another round of Festival Rock or Flop. We're very close. Thank you so much for the super chat so far. We will get to them as well. So, as we move on, we are going to have 2 little discussions about festivals. One is the ongoing coverage of Warped Tour's reunion shows, the big celebration, and it is definitely more of the same. The big announcement today was that Of Mice and Men will be at all 3 Warped Tours, DC, Long Beach, and Florida. However, every single band is not anything more than you'd expect. Oxymorons left to suffer, excuse me. There's been more bands announced almost every day, and yeah, it's as if like Warped Tour just never stopped and it's just the same bands over and over again.
I mean, I still want us to be excited, and we haven't gotten that yet.
We have not, and no big names have been announced. Like big, like headliner, they're going to stay at the end, and I know they're coming. And like the DC headline thing, they like for all of them too, but mainly we're looking at the DC one right now on YouTube. That's all alphabetical, and for a sold out show, I don't know if that's exactly what's going to get people more and more excited. But then again, it's sold out, so they don't have to impress anyone anymore. They have your money.
I know. Yeah, that's kind of. By the way, like even for something that's like as like well, I was about to say reputable, but like that doesn't apply to Warped Tour. But something that like is like with that recognition of Warped Tour, it's like I can understand like being excited, but like why spend the money on the ticket before you even know who's playing? I would never understand that.
And like I get like some festivals do that. Like Riot Fest is always in Chicago. It's a big community thing. It's an organization. They do that for people, but they make the early bird ones cheap. Like you're saving almost like so much cheaper if you do that. And it's for the community and it's a Chicago thing. That's the only reason I've ever known of for people doing that. That's it. Like the DWP festivals. Yeah, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
Well, we were talking earlier about the nostalgia factor. This is that. This is the nostalgia factor, and nostalgia is huge. Everybody's trying to relive their youth, and let's go, burn our feet on the pavement and do Warped Tour again this summer.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for cutting you off. It's just more like, I guess, like, yeah, there is a nostalgia, but it's not a guarantee that the bands that you are particularly nostalgic about will be there, Yeah, they said there's going to be some legacy acts, but we don't know exactly who's going to be there.
Well, and at Warped Tour, you didn't get a lot of bands that you were stoked to see. It was a mishmash of a ton of different acts. So it's still kind of the same thing, It was like, oh, what up-and-coming bands that I've never heard of ever in my life are going to be here this year? Oh, and cool, maybe I'll get some names that I actually have heard on the radio or something, Sure. I think just, the nostalgia factor is the biggest thing here for
this
sure.
time it's just nostalgia because it's bands that have been at Warped Tour so many times or bands that have been around long enough to the point where no one's looking for new discoverability. They're looking to relive the glory days. The thing is, though, the bands are also 20 to 30 years older, and they're also not going to be performing the same level of octane and high energy in the stank heat of summer in DC and California and endless summer in Florida that everyone's going to expect. I've been to where they had Warped Tour in Florida before. Even in November, it's going to be disgusting. So, Warped Tour can't help the weather. I'm not saying it's not going to be worth going to. I'm just saying it's not exactly blowing me away, the return of Warped Tour. So,
Not yet.
yeah. What
Not
did blow
yet.
me away, and I sent the link to you guys in chat a couple days ago when it popped up. You guys want to go to Belgium? Because I'm up
Yes.
for going to Belgium.
Yes.
After seeing what this festival is, this might be arguably my favorite. For every Graspop metal meeting in Belgium, June 19th, 20th, 21st, 1st, 22nd. Headlined by Iron Maiden, Slipknot, Nine Inch Nails, and Judas Priest. Are those 4 names not enough? Well, there's roughly 100 other names that you can get excited for, and that is not an exaggeration. I can't even fit all the awesome names on here because OBS won't allow to show it with the template I have right now. For every one band I don't want to see and I'm not really thrilled that they're on here, there's at least a dozen that I would love to see. So,
yeah.
this is a 13-hour flight from the States, minimum. So just a heads up, we are so far away from arguably one of the best festivals, it's kind of a tease even looking at the lineup.
Oh, come on, we could do it. 13 hours isn't that bad.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying this is how far we have to travel for a great lineup.
We can get waffles afterwards. We were in Belgium.
That's true.
It wasn't that bad. Compared to
I
what we
agree.
have on this show.
It really was not that bad. And I'm also thinking, if we have our deodorant stand at some festivals, we can also have a Belgian waffle stand. Why wouldn't we?
Why
Yeah,
would
no,
you
we make
combine
bags.
those two?
They don't have
Wait,
to be
we
the
make it
same
the,
stand. They can be two separate ones.
Welcome to our waffle and deodorant
Waffles and
stand.
deodorant.
Rocked. Got your waffles, got your deodorant right here.
Can't eat a waffle
Yeah.
without deodorant. Like, what? Ugh.
How have you been living your life?
Belgium's really hygienic and really big with their carbs. So we're going to be really up there with making sure we get some money.
We want
Yeah.
you to party hard and carbo load, but we don't want you to smell bad while you do it.
Yes. I mean, we don't want you to smell bad, period, but we can
need-
also feed you, you know?
We know you guys are going to be moshing hard, so carb up and feel those rage, like
And the energy. But also, you better not stank in the pit. That's what we got you covered also.
Just wipe yourself down afterwards. That's the beauty of capitalism.
No
Also,
stank in the pit.
exactly. And you know what? We can even make one of the deodorant scents, Belgian waffle, like
Belgian
syrupy
waffles.
and stuff. Why not?
Oh
Perfect.
God, I don't know how I would feel if someone smelled like syrup. You know,
Like sticky, like this, like smell of like the
Smell-
burnt waffle and syrup and butter.
Hope you don't mind me
just
saying
smell
this.
like maple syrup. I don't know how I would feel about that.
I have a really weird urge to lick your armpit. I am so sorry.
I don't know. That's like if
That's
That's
Vegas.
like if someone-
That's Vegas behavior, not Belgian behavior.
God.
You put waffle scented anything near a bunch of people partying a little too hard, you
That's
don't
true.
know what's gonna happen.
Hey man, that Powerwolf
good.
set was amazing. Also, you smell delicious.
like
Ugh.
It's like
Okay.
those old Axe body spray commercials where like the guy sprays himself and then like an army of women comes over the
Yes,
horizon
yes.
or something.
Uh-huh. Belgian women that would actually come
Belgian.
running. Yes, just them. So
We can advertise that.
just to give an idea, day one is Iron Maiden, Powerwolf, Flogging Molly. That's also known as Gretchen Day, my wife, who loves that. Day two, Slipknot, Opeth, Ginger, Deathclock. They also have bands I don't love, like Falling in Reverse and Skillet. But they have more great bands like Knock Loose, Gloryhammer, Jerry Cantrell, Ginger, you know? I still have a cough after so long.
Nova Twins are also great if you've never checked them out.
I've never seen them live, but I like their stuff.
Yeah.
Day three, Nine Inch Nails, Korn, Apocalyptica, The Who, HU, Spiritbox, Kitty. Kitty's doing 2 sets apparently. Oh
Nice.
no, yeah, and there's also says plus 2 acts that have been announced too. Maybe I read that wrong. And day 4, Judas Priest, Savatage, Till Lindemann, In Flames, King Diamond, Thrice, something for everyone.
Absolutely.
like-
This
I gotta say, it's funny to me that like Perturbator is on the Thursday like list because I only know him as like the guy who made some of the music for Hotline Miami. If anyone in chat is familiar with that game, so that's just kind of cool for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't
So-
know his mainstream stuff at all.
I made a short about it. I have no contacts with Graspop Metal Meeting, unfortunately. The chances are slim that we get to go to Graspop, but I'm not saying it's completely gone. So my suggestion, though, to all the American festival promoters and anyone else in that, do you see this? Can't you take a hint?
Take notes.
Yeah. You don't even have to do every stage, because this looks like so many stages. You don't even have to do full 4 days. Just, be a little
Half
bit.
of this would be awesome.
I know.
See Fleshwalker there too. It's just like there's such an awesome indie band that just don't get enough attention, in my opinion.
There's a lot of great stuff. Apocalyptica, Star Set, and Dragon Force on day 3 with 9 Inch Nails, Spiritbox, and Korn. Again, something for everyone. A lot of fun stuff. Finally, before we start wrapping things up with our typical news breaks, with our upcoming albums, Song of the Week, upcoming tours, it was a week or two ago that we made a joke that Bring Me the Horizon is going to start making covers. And then somehow they got an idea from listening to our podcast. I'm sure that's how it happened.
Ollie's lurking.
And they covered Wonderwall by Oasis, which dropped less than a week ago. I can't play any of it. It's on Spotify only so far, but people are uploading it to YouTube now. It is exactly what you think of when you think of Bring Me the Horizon covering Wonderwall by Oasis.
I liked it.
Really.
I can't be mad at it. I can't,
Yeah, that's pretty much my sentiment. I was not. I mean, I'm never going to be stoked about a Wonderwall cover to come out, but Bring Me the Horizon. It is good. I like Bring Me the Horizon.
Sure.
It's better than like when other musicians try to cover other songs. Probably it's better than what anything MGK has ever covered.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a low bar to cross over, though.
It's better than when Lil Uzi Vert covered Chop Suey.
Yeah.
We can agree on that, right?
It's a low bar to stumble over blindly. So I will
I'm
say
just
this.
saying, you can tolerate it.
I can tell. And also, they put effort into it. I can't be mad at it. It's exactly what it is. However, you know who did love it? Noel Gallagher. Loved it.
Big love.
And he's a hard man to make happy and impress. So, doesn't matter what we think when one of the creators loves it.
That's got to be such a cool thing to hear, too. Like,
Yeah.
I covered this song, and then the artist told me they loved my version of it. Hell
Yes.
yeah, I love that. I love that for Ollie.
That's like reminiscent of like I think Trent Reznor said in an interview once when like after Johnny Cash like did his cover of Hurt, like Trent Reznor was like, "Oh yeah, that's not my song anymore. This is like the perfect version or something
Great
like that."
praise, great attention to it. Everything's positive. As soon as people saw the news about it, it's like, what? But when they gave it a chance, even if you don't like it, it's hard to be mad at it.
At the very least, they tried to do something different. A lot of artists just have like their singer sing over like the same instrumentals. So I'm happy at least that they tried to make something different out of the song.
Sure, exactly.
Which is like what I think is when like a cover is at least warranted.
Sure, exactly. And the song's been around since what, 95?
Yeah, we're like 30 years now.
I think it's okay to cover. It's safe. But that just means more, instead of the college bro busting out an acoustic guitar at a frat house saying, anyway, let me play Wonderwall for you. Now they're going to bust out like a guitar and a synth.
Yeah, it's like
here's Wonderwall, and he starts screaming. So,
I mean, like, hey, maybe that will actually be the one that actually gets the Oasis guitar guy a girl at the end of the night.
Maybe, or it scares him away even faster, depending. So.
Hey, what kind of girl you want sticking around? The kind that runs away or sticks around? Exactly.
Yeah. Holly Sykes is a hard impression to do. Let's be honest. Come on now.
That's fair.
Yeah. Especially with the screaming. So.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
fair.
you have to not only scream, but also those screams have to sound like you're in that scream going through puberty. It's tough.
Dang!
I say that as a Bring Me the Horizon fan for years.
Woof! We hit 51 likes, by the way. Thank you so much. We will have at least 2 nights of festival shenanigans with Festival Rock or Flop. It may not beat Graspop, but we'll do our best. That being said, it's time for us to check out our upcoming albums, tours, and our Song of the Week. Alex, what tours got announced this past week that you would like to share with us?
think I'm going to save my favorite for last. So
Okay.
we'll start with, we've got Deftones expanding their European tour. So that's super rad.
Lucky,
The
lucky
Sword.
Europe. Yeah. Oh, the
I know,
Sword's
right?
back. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sword just announced 2 reunion tour dates, and they're back permanently. So that's super awesome.
Very cool.
But Between the Buried and Me are going to play Colors in Full on their upcoming European tour. So that's fun. We already talked about Warped Tour and all those bands announced. Burton C. Bell is working on new music and plotting a solo tour.
Okay.
So that's something to kind of keep on the radar if you were a Fear Factory fan.
If you're a Fear Factory fan, he was a big part of that for the entirety of Fear Factory until he left. So if you're into industrial and that might be worth something keeping an eye on.
Totally. Yeah, so that's going to be on the radar for sure. We've got Of Mice and Men just announced the May 2025 headlining tour. And then Clutch just announced their Full Ahead Flank North American tour.
Very cool. If you haven't seen Clutch live, they sound amazing.
Absolutely, you have to go see it.
Clutch is like, we talk about dad rock bands and stuff. Clutch is the cool dad metal band, like the dads you want to have. They're like, they sound cool. It's great. You see them having fun on stage at this point. It's awesome. So
Absolutely. He's not like the, oh, I'm so embarrassed, because it's like, hey, that's my dad. That kind of dad vibe.
So, that being said, Rowan, what upcoming albums we have coming up this Friday? I know of at least one big one.
Oh, yeah. So we have Ginger's Duel. Ginger is actually performing at the Glaspop Festival. So, hey, you may want to check that out if you actually are planning on going to that. We also have, I haven't heard this band before, if I'm pronouncing this right, 16. Like the number 16 is their name.
Yeah.
And they're releasing an album called Guides from the Misguided. So, cool. It's good that the Misguided will finally get something to actually, refer to. Dimna Latva, if I'm pronouncing that right. They're re-releasing just 2 albums on the same week. I have not heard of these guys before, but from what I've seen, it's like if the Cult from Midsummer tried to make a metal band. So, cool.
Good date night, everybody.
Yeah. And then finally we got the big one, Dream Theater's Parasomnia. So, hey, prog rock guys, you're going to be eating well this Friday.
Correct. I'll try to have an album review for Parasomnia. It was sent to me last week. I just haven't had time to really sit down with it. And Dream Theater is not something you can just casually listen to, because the final track, I think, is over 18 minutes, something like that.
I mean, that's character building, listening to a 20-something minute prog rock song.
It is. So we shall
That's what
see about
separates the
that.
men from the boys.
But a decent amount of stuff coming out with good variety for this Friday, the 7th. And finally, Song of the Week, this one chosen by Alex. We have it on screen right now. Senses with Diamonds on Your Dagger. Alex, anything you'd like to say about Senses and the song, the band, anything?
I was just cruising through some new music last week, and this one popped up, and I'm like, dang, this is a good song. So I like to share. I'm a sharer.
Very nice. Senses, Diamonds on Your Dagger. We'll link to that on the podcast post when we post that tomorrow for those interested. That being said, we have some super chats to go through first. First up, we have one from Paul Urena. I apologize if I mispronounced anything, because I always mispronounce names. Did you check up on Victorious Dead, Red Mass Ritual, and Bloody Hammers? Would you rather 10 great thrash or grunge albums win as the metal edition deodorant? Are they songs not on favorite albums? And yes, that was all one long super chat.
Okay, never heard of any of those bands. Top 10 thrash metal bands over grunge metal bands. Deodorant is dropping February 30th. Am I missing anything?
Belgium deodorant, and are there songs not on favorite albums? I'm not sure what the question is asking. I meant favorite songs not on your favorite albums. I gotcha. Do you guys have like a favorite album and there's one song you can't stand?
Just like in general?
Yeah, like say there's an album you really love, but there's one song you just cannot stand on that album.
I can think of a recent example. I love Take Me Back to Eden, Sleep Token's third LP, but I cannot stand Are You Really Okay? Something about the instrumentals. Especially when you're going straight from Ascensionism and just how amazing that song is, and you got like that, I gotta be honest, I hate the guitar on Are You Really Okay? It just bothers me.
Good example.
For some reason.
Alex, anything off the top of your head?
Can't think of a recent one.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know about recent. I made a video about this years ago. I think it was like at the end of pandemic. I made a video about this, like just my opinion. So my huge hot take, I guess you want to say, what all the kids say online. Hybrid Theory is fantastic. I don't love the song Crawling. I really don't.
Oh,
Right.
oh my god.
I know, right? So, not that I hate it, it's just not for me.
Now, did it get burnt out because of radio and
That's a big
overplaying?
part of it too. Also, I just think there's so much better on Hybrid Theory as well.
That's fair.
So that's part of it too. So
Actually, it's kind of funny. I think Chester has even said that's like one of his least favorite songs,
I can see that.
like on record.
Also from Paul Urena, how come you never mention Offspring Supercharged? I did not listen to it. Did either of you?
No.
I did not, but happy birthday to Noodles. Today is Noodles' birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Mr. Noodles.
Happy birthday.
He seems like a fun
Hey.
guy.
He's a super sweet guy.
Yeah, never met him, but from Mario Pointer, I'll be home. I haven't heard of most of these bands. I think that was during the Grammy discussion. Thank you, Mario Pointer, for the super chat. From Wolverines, and we'll have a festival. We have 2 days worth of festivals so far. The lineup for Graspop is crazy. That is correct. Again, if anyone has a Belgium connection for Graspop, please let us know. So we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. I hear Belgium's
We'll make it
beautiful.
happen.
I hear Belgium's beautiful too. So yeah. From Heavy Metal Joker, the Wonderwall cover was great. Okay, there's a big fan of the Wonderwall cover right there. The overall consensus was praise, like positive. You know,
Again,
so-
they at least tried to do something different, which
They
is
did.
if you're going to do a cover, that's what you're kind of like. That's what you should be required to do at least,
Gotcha.
not beat for beat. Sorry.
Yeah, and Rockin' Movies with Tyler. Go Gentle by Ian Fisher out this Friday, a folk country singer-songwriter infused indie rock from St. Louis, my hometown, about loss and grieving his late mother, who lost her 30-year battle with cancer. Strap in, folks. So a promotion for a St. Louis artist. Thank you, Rockin' Movies with Tyler. That's... I want to make sure. Go Gentle by Ian Fisher. So, that's a little promotion right there. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got some festivals to do, everybody. You guys ready to
Woo!
strap in? We're going to have to go quick because we have so many.
Let's do it.
But we'll definitely do them all because you guys are worth it. So, Alex and Rowan, are you ready to book some festivals?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
All right. Every week when we hit a like goal, we do a festival rock or flop where I pick 5 random bands out of a massive folder of photos that I've taken for a lot of different bands and some I haven't taken as well. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're awful. Will they be better than Graspop? Probably not, but we're going to try anyway. So, festival day number 1, and one of my cats just peeks in. Hello, Chester. We were just talking about a different Chester, buddy, the one you're named after.
Oh, you were talking about me. I heard you.
Well, we did say Chester. That is correct. He's snooping around. So that way.
So you have summoned to me.
He's like that too. Yes. So everyone sees that I'm not cheating. Here's the folder that I pull through. Alex and Rowan, are you ready for day 1, which is just our regular festival? We'll say this is not pre-Graspop because that's going to set too much of a standard for it. Poppy Fest, and we're gonna get Spiritbox. This is Poppy Fest, okay? If we get Spiritbox,
Right.
it's gonna be perfect. Okay, I don't think
This
we will.
will be
but still.
perfect. That will complete the meme.
Yes.
If
okay.
there is a god, please.
Day 1, band number 1. We're having a technical difficulty where I do not remember what band this is. Oops.
Scared me. I thought you froze.
No, not frozen. I literally had to stay, so I just skipped it for now. Number 2, Atlas Genius, alternative band out of Australia. They had a lot of hits in 2010s. Very nice. They're starting off light. Band number 2. We're getting a lot of smart, well-known stuff. This is Falling for Scarlet, a band that's no longer around, who is on the hottest Chicks in Hard Rock tour from Revolver with Flyleaf and Diamante. Band number 3, Avatar, right out of Sweden. Johannes the Clown coming to make everyone laugh. Band number 4, if I'm correct, we are getting so many who's that of bands.
It really is Poppy Fest.
Kind of, because we don't know who they are, and that's including me,
Exactly.
the person that shot it. I have to do this. Dun, 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 dun. Where'd you go? Let's do this one. I'm dead set now. I will stall the whole show. Bam, bam, There's a way to like show what folder it is, but yeah.
Look,
Band.
this is what Absolute King says.
Oh, that's what's going on. I know why I was doing that. Well, keep going for this one. I'm glad we messed up this one. I chose the wrong folder. See, I chose the main folder where it's like taking anything, not out of the one made for this. Oops. So, band number 4, Ghost.
Okay. Good.
Ghost and Avatar on the same show. That's actually kind of nice.
That's a
Some
nice dual
consistency, yeah.
headliner.
It is. And band number, yeah, out of Sweden. This is Sweden Fest. So, and band 5, Weezer. I love the fact. Ghost. So we have Avatar, then Weezer, then Ghost.
We gotta get like a thing where it's like at some point, like Ghost or Avatar, their guitarists just pull out the Buddy Holly lick.
Yes. And they look at Rivers off stage while they're doing it to like making eye contact just to make it awkward. Yes or no in the chat, would you go to Poppy Fest? I say Poppy Fest because the first one of the bands, I had no idea who it was, and the reason is because I was looking in the wrong folder with like raw files and stuff like that. My fault. But it was on our festival, so it's okay. Ghost and Avatar. My wife just made an exclamation, Ghost and Avatar. So.
Also, by the way, those are like the Swedish bands. Isn't Sweden on the border of Belgium? Like, you could probably like, if you're going to Glaspop like right after or something, I don't know.
That's true. It'd be an easy hop over, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. Depends on the drug I'm taking.
I'm
What
taking.
kind of answer is that?
Why do you want to be on drugs for Ghost?
I think you might have a problem if you're having to make decisions based on that. So
You need no additional substances. This is a good show.
that's a yes. I'm seeing yeses and a couple sure's. Yes. Okay. Now we get to the super chat ones. First up is Paul Fest. Paul usually has some pretty good festivals. Band number 1 for Paul Fest. Rage Against the Machine. I will be going to Paul Fest. Not even a decision for me anymore. Band number 2, Filter. Very cool. Who's on tour with Jerry Cantrell. There's a good 90s vibe so far with this one going on. Like really good 90s vibe on this one. Number 3 for Paul Fest. We already had Weezer. Get out of here, Rivers Cuomo.
Still goes with the 90s, though.
Rob Zombie.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm in.
This is pretty fun so far. Number 4, Skillet. Does not flow as well with the other 3, but still, they'll make some money. Skillet and Rage Against the Machine on the same tour, on the same day. That's interesting. And number 5, Corey Feldman.
No, what? Didn't we have him last week?
Did you? I didn't
We're going. I'm going to go back and make this like one of the caveat ones. Guaranteed success festival happens. Corey Feldman's the opener.
I can't believe you even had Corey Feldman as an option. I didn't even know he was in there.
Oh, after you see him live, you don't forget. Okay.
Yeah, I'd seen the clips. It looked like an acid trip. The guy who was like talking about if I'm being on drugs. It's like, this is why be on drugs if you have Corey Feldman on stage?
Everyone, would you go to Paul Fest? Rage Against the Machine, Rob Zombie, Filter? Come on. Opening with Corey Feldman? Like you wouldn't throw down $1,000 to go to something like this. I know I would. Alex Rowan, would you go to Paul Fest? Come on.
Sure, yeah.
I would go, yeah.
Also, friendly reminder, for that clip I posted in 2023 of me filming Corey Feldman that made a big thing, that was just the first 60 seconds. It was a 30-minute set. There were 29 more minutes of everything that you didn't see.
Did he open with that guitar solo?
No.
Okay. I was just making sure because I'm like, what happened after that then?
Oh, this is the set where he had the big inflatable Walmart screen, but it was too bright out so people couldn't see, so he had to like try to describe it. And this is the one where they all had tech difficulties and he got mad at his keyboardist, all in the first 60 seconds. So
Nice.
Oh my god! I wish I was at that show. Okay, yeah, no, now I'm bought in. This will just be like I'll just bring out the popcorn.
I assure you, it's hypnotic. You want to see this. So that's yeses across the board. I already hit the button. Paul Fest is an instant success. It's going to make us a lot of money. Okay. So number 3, we have Wolverine Fest, which still sounds pretty cool. Thank you, Wolverines. Band number 1, Lorna Shore. Getting heavy already.
I am in.
Perfect for Wolverine Fest, Lorna Shore. Band number 2, Ice Nine Kills. We're getting quite heavy in that direction for Wolverine Fest. Number 3, I Prevail. Still
Honestly, that's pretty.
still in the ballpark. Pretty not bad at all. Number 4,
I like it.
No Effects. Change in direction. However, I can still envision it working, even though he's retired now, or No Effects is technically. And number 5, Nickelback, who is absolutely the headliner. I
do
don't
like
Okay.
this one.
Wolverine
A lot.
Fest is going to make a lot of money. I don't know the band ordering, but the fact that No Effects will lead into Nickelback somehow makes me happy, and I don't know how to describe it.
You're worried. You're thinking about No Effects leading into Nickelback. I'm thinking of Lorna Shore leading into Nickelback.
The Nickelback
a
fan base
journey.
will not like Lorna Shore. They will not like Ice Nine Kills stage show.
Which is funny to me.
They'll be okay with I Prevail. Maybe. Oh, it's more the metalcore stuff. They will not like that. Never mind.
I
Yeah.
can see them listening to Hurricane or
we're
something.
not asking average Nickelback fans, though. We're asking the audience, what did you guys go? Alex and Rowan, would you guys go to Wolverine Fest?
I would go. I
Yes.
think it's a nice lineup.
Yes.
I would go. I've never seen Nickelback live, and for all the jokes I've made over the years, and yes, I'm aware of all of them.
Wolverines in the chat is like, do I have to be there? Yes, sir. It's your
Wolverine
festival.
Fest,
You have
it's
to
named
commit.
after you, and we have to bring you on stage and thank you before Nickelback shows up.
Yeah, no, you're not getting out of this. You know what you signed up for.
Yes, it's all thanks to this guy right here. I'm seeing a lot of yeses, okay? I'm seeing a lot of yeses, so...
Look, Luke. You've not seen Nickelback live, right? So I will tell you, it's surprisingly good.
And that's all I've ever heard. All I've ever heard about him.
Very good show.
So
and
you
you
know
know
what?
what? We can hate on Nickelback all we want. It's, it's played out at this point, but the show is fun.
You know
It is
what?
good. So this is going to be a good one.
If I'm going to sit here and say I'm trying to talk people into seeing Corey Feldman, I better be willing to show up for Nickelback.
Exactly.
So-
Put your money where your
Like,
mouth
That's
is.
correct.
I mean, like, it's all the memes and jokes about, like, oh, Nickelback is, like, the worst thing ever. Are they really that bad?
I
Like,
would-
really?
Some
Are you
of the
gonna
songs,
die
yeah.
if you listen to a Nickelback song?
No, but some of the songs have given me headaches. But I
They
will
play
say this.
Photograph, I understand
Wolverines,
that.
the person who's responsible for this festival, says, I guess so. So you know what? That's an approval. Up next is, let me make sure, Heavy Metal Joker. So this will be Joker Fest. That's a nice
Oh my
little name
God.
for it, Joker Fest. Here we go. We got Wage War. Okay. I'm fine with that. I met those guys. They're really nice. Number 2, The Warning. Right out of Mexico. I love it. They're great. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Palais Royale. They've appeared a few times on here. French or Canadian fashion rock. They've played at actual fashion shows. Number 4, Stone Sour. The Return. I already like where Heavy Metal Joker Fest is going with Joker Fest. And number 5, Gwar. You know what? Stone
Gwar
Sour,
would be a fun
Stone Sour and Gwar. I'm already in.
Corey Taylor would be the guy who would want to get killed on Gwar. He would see it as an honor.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
To have him
Yeah.
be the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would bring Gwar during his own set to do it again, like get killed twice. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I see some yeses. I see a yep. I see a thumbs up. Alex and Rowan, would you go to Joker Fest?
Yes.
Gwar actually stuck, like, was the decider for me, so yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me. We're 4 for 4. And our final one, Rockin' Movies with Tyler's Super Chest. So this will be Tyler Fest. Last one. Number 1 for Tyler Fest. Body Count with Ice-T. We're already getting some cool direction with this one we haven't really done before. Number 2, At the Drive-In. Body Count and At the Drive-In is
Ooh.
two totally different flavors of ice cream, but Baskin Robbins sells a lot of flavors and it works. So, number 3,
Dude, that's a good one.
Creeper. British rock, like akin to Meatloaf, but not as meatloafy. Like the singer is not an awful monster. So,
Veggie loaf.
veggie, yes, soy loaf. There you go. Number 4. Ooh, the caveat, replace any one of the previous bands with the next band. So, Tyler, if you're here, do you want to replace one of the bands before with a different band, with the next, or do you want to keep it the way it is? We'll give Tyler a second. Guys, Creeper's a lot of fun. At the Drive-In's a lot of fun. Body
Drive-In,
Count's
Ice-T.
intense. Body Count, you got to see Ice-T. Even if he just is on the microphone with a bass beat behind him and he's just ripping people like on Twitter. It's so good. It's so
Body count
good.
is brutal.
Yes, exactly. And also, speaking of Grammy winners, they won the Best Metal Grammy Performance like 2 years ago. So yeah.
You got to see them live at least once too.
Okay, yeah. So, you know what? Let's save this. We'll do 5 bands, and if one sucks, then we'll replace that one because I haven't seen from.
They'll also
Tyler
give
yet.
him more time to respond.
Yeah. That's a better idea. Okay, number 4. We already had Wage War. Number 4, Baby Metal.
Guys.
This is a blast. So,
My-
I mean,
Fun.
if we're trying to go up against Glaspop, we have variety.
we do have variety. Yeah. Number 5, Diamante. Okay. So we got Diamante, Baby Metal, we got we got Body Count, we got Creeper, we got At the Drive-In. So Tyler, if you're there, do you want us to remove a band? Great. What do you guys think we should do? Because I still haven't seen from Tyler yet.
What should we do?
I don't know.
Can we check to see who we get, and then
Yeah.
maybe
No, that is not a fair way to do it. No, come on now.
And
what rule is there?
we're in charge now.
Yeah, it's our festival.
It's actually not. It's Tyler's festival, but I'm voting for him in proxy. Come on, that's cheating. They gotta go, no, let's see who we're gonna replace it with, and then we'll make the decision.
You got to see
Well, I
who's
mean,
available.
let's see who we can see who would be up for the taking or something.
He just,
you know what I mean?
He just chimed in, Diamante, if anything. So we are gonna say goodbye to Diamante. Here we go. Number 5. Hollywood Undead. I don't know how we feel about this. I know Hollywood Undead has fans. I'm not particularly one of them, but I know they have fans. So, Body Count, Hollywood Undead, At the Drive-In, Creeper, and Baby Metal.
Says not familiar. You weren't a scene person in the late odds.
Tyler Fest is a lot of variety. That is definitely a thing. So,
If it's a weekend and I've got nothing else going on, I'd go.
there you go. I mean, yeah. Well, we'd obviously have it on a weekend. We're not going to have it on a Tuesday night.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So, I'm seeing some back and forth in the chat. I would go Baby Metal, Body Count, Creeper, At the Drive-In. 4 out of 5 wins me over. That's just my logic. That's me.
At the Drive-In and Baby Metal are like the big ones for me, especially at the Drive-In.
Okay. So, I'm seeing some no's and yeses. It feels like we're split. Tyler, what do you think if you're still there? And we'll start wrapping things up.
He mad.
You saw Hollywood Undead. He's like, no.
To be fair, this is absolutely an Nebraska radio station festival to the letter. Okay,
I almost broke my neck.
this is exactly what it is. So
The last time I saw Hollywood Undead, I almost broke my neck. No exaggeration.
that does sound like a
Jesus.
Hollywood
Again.
Undead show. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit of user error. Whatever.
What?
What By the way, Luke, what Midwesterner in Nebraska is going to be like, if you got Jack in your cup, go raise it up? Who's listening? Who there is
You
listening to
laugh.
Hollywood
I
Undead?
assure you, I have had so many angry Hollywood Undead fans threaten me because I made fun of the band. Oh, you would not believe where they come from. Big fan base.
But they're in the Midwest.
Oh yeah, all over the state. Absolutely, Alex can back me up on that. Yeah, absolutely.
Some country farm boy or something.
Okay, you know what Tyler says? Also, he chimed in for his thing. Yes, but Body Count has to play after Hollywood Undead. So I think that way so Tyler can show up late to his own festival.
Hey, you gotta book it smart.
There's some yeses and nos. I'm going to say it's pretty split, but since we're three of the deciders also. Okay. That was a lot of festivals. I know we ran over time, but we want to make sure everyone got their money's worth. This was definitely festival rocker flop. We barely did not have any flops. I still say Graspop might be better, but we did our best. So, thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday evening as I refocus my camera. Alex, do you have anything you would like to end with before we start wrapping up, and to end with your words of wisdom and gotcha of the week?
Nope.
Rowan, how about you?
Just a quick announcement. I wanted to announce it like last week, but wasn't here. But I released a new video on my channel. Just link is in the script in the chat right now. So it's a little bit different than the As I Lay Dying video, but there's still a little something at the end for rock enthusiasts. So hey, if you liked my first video, and maybe check it out.
Very cool. Thank you very much. I'll put that on the podcast post as well. So everyone listening to this on the podcast, like audio feeds, you can check that out there. Alex, I saw you look back. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just heard a kitty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my kitty.
Sorry.
Scrammed. I was concerned. I was like, oh, did something else happen? So
nope. Kitty's trying to get my attention. So, you're running late, Mom. Where's my dinner?
That does sound like a cat behavior. So thank you so much for tuning in. Coming this week, 10 times, the Grammys got metal rights. A new video I'm editing right now. Already filmed it all. We laugh at the Grammys, but they have got metal right occasionally, just like Gojira. So I'm making a video about that. That's coming up soon. Alex, what's the gotcha of the week?
What do you call a fake noodle?
I feel like I could get this if I think about it long enough, but I don't want to waste too much time.
Oh my god. You gotta give us some...
An impasta!
An impasta!
Yeah!
Yay!
Good.
That's actually not bad. You know why? Because it takes a second, and you can actually have the little... So everyone listening on the podcast scene, Alex has given an Italian impression right there with the hand saying
It's
impasta.
Impasta.
Gabagool. God.
Dude, I had the tomatoes last time, so we're just making spaghetti at this point.
Very good. Okay. Well.
I know.
It's not when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. When life hands you tomatoes, make spaghetti. Is that what they say in Italy? Is that how the saying goes?
That's not a saying. It needs to be.
Oh, well, if there's a festival in Italy, we are definitely not invited after that. Not a chance.
We already got tomatoes in the chat.
Yep, we already have 3 tomatoes in the chat. Okay, then. Thank you so much.
It's my new mantra. When life throws you tomatoes, make spaghetti.
When life throws you tomatoes, it just like hits you and the spaghetti's on.
I think it's more when life throws tomatoes at you. You know, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Perspective. Okay.